Hi there, everybody. Today we're going to start with a new section, and that is fractions. So we're going to start with the comparing and the simplifying of fractions, and more specifically, common fractions. Okay, so what is a fraction? A fraction is a portion of a whole that's been divided into equal parts. Please just stop there and read it again. We've been busy with whole numbers. So what is a fraction? A fraction is a portion of a whole number that's been divided into equal parts. Now let's say we sit with a pie or a pizza and we divided, this is not very even, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So we divided that into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. Okay. So if we write this, it is written, a fraction is written as A over B, where A and B belong to whole numbers and B is not a zero. Okay? So the beauty of this is you can always go back and refresh your memory on what a fraction actually is. But it's very important to know that we write it A over B, and they all are whole numbers. Stop the clock. Can you still remember the difference between a whole number and a natural number, right? A whole number, yes, are all the numbers from 0, 1, 2 to infinity. The difference of a natural number then is a natural number hasn't got a 0. It starts with 1. Because it's easy, it's also called a counting number. And as I said before, you don't start counting how many fingers, 0. You start 1, 2, 3. So it's easy to remember. Okay. Now these positions has got names. If it's the fraction, the section at the top is the whole number above the line, and that is called a numerator. And the number at the bottom, the B, is called a denominator. And I want you to remember this, please. And if you think, I'm going to get confused, find a way to remember that the number above the line is the numerator, is the number, it's telling us how many of the numerator, which is the bottom, is part of the fraction. So let's do an example. There's our example. So there's a circle and it's cut in half. So what half is cut, what portion is 1 out of 2? So it's a half. So A is our numerator. That tells us how many is colored in of a possibility of how many, right? So there's one section colored in out of a possibility of 2 equal sections. It can take any form. Look at the square. Please tell me what portion is colored in. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's one portion out of a possible 4. So 1 is our numerator, the number that is colored in, and 4 is the possibility, how many could be colored in. Okay, here we've got a circle that's cut into 3, so there's 1 out of 3 that is colored in. On the other hand, if I ask you what portion is not colored in, what are you going to tell me? 2 out of 3. 2, the number that's not colored in, out of a possible 3. Let's do this one. Triangle, doesn't matter the shape. Again, perhaps the portion that's not colored in, again, is 1 out of 2. Doesn't matter the shape that this thing takes. Here we've got our little pizza that I tried to draw on the previous slide. So this is cut in how many sections? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know it's the same on this side, so it is 12. So our denominator is 12. And what portion is left? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of 12 pieces are left. Here we've got a block of chocolate. We say, what portion has been eaten? So there's a possibility it's cut into 4 equal sections. And if this is sections that's eaten, 3 out of 4. This side, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see what I do? I always count the possible number. The possible, say this is a tart. The possible pieces that can be divided with 5 and can be eaten. And 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 sections were eaten. Here we've got the same. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got 2 out of a possible 4 that is colored in. And in this circle, what portion is not colored in? It's 1 out of 4. Okay, right. So now common fractions are divided into 2 groups. We've got a proper fraction and an improper fraction. Okay. A proper fraction is a common fraction where the denominator is bigger than the numerator. Okay? So all of these will then be proper fractions, because in each one of our examples, the denominator is bigger than the numerator. Can you see that? But now, what if it's the other way around? When we get a common fraction where the denominator is smaller than the numerator. Now you're going to ask me, how is that possible? Say we think of our pie that we've got on this section. So how is it possible that we can say there's 8 out of 5 pieces? How can we work that? Easy. So if we know a pie has got 5 sections, so perhaps they finished the whole pie, and we had 2 pies of the same size, so they finished this whole pie, and they ate 3 sections on the side. So what did they eat? 5 plus 3, they eat 8 slices of the pie that was cut in 5 equal pieces. Got it? Okay. Now, an improper fraction can also be changed into a mixed number. Very similar to what I've just done on the previous slide. So say we've got an improper fraction is 8/6. If we want to turn this into a mixed number, so we all know what is a mixed number. It's like a whole this is a mixed number, for example. There's a whole number and a fraction next to it. Okay? So if we want to turn this improper fraction into a mixed number, we're going to say there's going to be 6/6 plus 2/6, because remember the denominators are the same. We can add them up, so it's going to give us 8/6. We know 6/6 is 1, so there's 1 plus 2/6. So if we want to change this improper fraction to a mixed number, we can say it equals 1 and 2/6. And remember, we always try and get something at the simplest form. So 2/6, we can actually make that simpler, right? 1/3. So we can say our answer is 1 and 1/3. Okay. Now, the other way around. If we want to do change a mixed number into an improper fraction. So I think you can work this one out. But let's try. So the whole is then obviously 6/6 plus 2/6, and there we have got our 8/6. But there's another method to work this. we're going to just multiply 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is going to give us 8 over 6. Now, if I'm going too fast, I want you to stop it and just listen to this again. I'm going to make another example. Say it is 2 and 3 over 5. That is a mixed number, and we want to put this into an improper fraction. So it's going to 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is going to be 13 over 5. It's much easier because when we get to quite a big whole number, this method is going to take a bit long. We can do it. We can say it's 5 over 5 plus another 5 over 5 plus 3 over 5, and that's going to give us 13 over 5. Can you see it's the same number? But it's just easier to say 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13 over 5. Okay, now it's your turn to change the following improper fractions into a mixed number. Stop, do it, and I'll see you on the other side. Right. Okay, so 11 over 9. If we have to change this into a mixed number. So the one way to do this would be say it's 9 over 9 plus what is 11 minus 9 is 2 plus 2 over 9. So it is 1 and 2 over 9. Okay, I hope you've got that one correct. And now we're going to change the mixed number into an improper fraction. So quickly, 3 times 9 is 27, plus 4 is 34 over 9. That's our quick method. Ooh, let's see if we're correct. Okay, so we can say 9 over 9 plus 9 over 9 plus 9 over 9. You see it's 3 times plus 7 over 9. And if we add it up, 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 9 is 27, plus 7 is 34 over 9. Can you see how easy this method? So if it's 3, I'm just going to do it again. It's 3 times 9 plus 7. It's easier then to change the mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay. Then remember, always to write the fraction in its simplest form. Now remember here, I said to you, 1 and 2 over 6 can even be made simpler because 2 can go into 6 3 times. So this is what we must remember. We always write the fraction in its simplest form. And to do this, wow, we need our HCFs of the numerator and the denominator. Okay, can you still remember how to do this? I want you to go to your whole number lesson and just refresh your memory if you cannot remember anymore. But I'm going to show you. The following fraction, 24 and 18, is not in its simplest form. To change this fraction into its simplest form, we have to find the HCF, the highest common factor of 24 and 18. So I'm giving it to you. We know it is 6. Just to make this explanation easier, if you don't believe me, stop and work it out yourself. We've got 2 methods, the prime factorization as well as the other method. Remember? Okay, so it's 6. So what we do then, we divide both the numerator and the denominator by the HCF. So 24 divided by 6 and 18 divided by 6. So if we put that fraction in its simplest form, it's 4 over 3. Okay? Now, that's your turn. Your turn. Again, stop, do it, and I'll see you again, the other side. Convert the following improper fraction into a mixed number. Okay? So, other way to do it is to say 9 goes into 91 10 times, and we left with 1 over 9. If you don't understand this, you can do it the long way by 9 over 9, 9 over 9, and then, but this is the easiest way. We're going to divide 9 into 91. We know it's 10 times with 1 over 9 left. Congratulations if you got that one correct. Change the following mixed number into an improper fraction. Yes, we're going to do this easy way. 2 times 11 plus 7. So what is 2 times 11? 22 plus 7 equals 29 over 11. You can also do it 11 over 11 plus 11 over 11 plus 7 over 11. These are our two wholes plus 7. And that will give us, 29 over 11. And then simplify 14 over 49. Okay, so we are going to find the HCF of 14 and of 49. So let's do this prime factorization method. You know, I'm doing this just to remind you how to do it. We start with the lowest, we go into their 7. We know 7 is a prime number, so we're not going to look further. We know the factors will be 2 times 7. The fingerprint for 14 is 2 times 7. And on this side, we go 49. And we know 49 is the square, so 7 goes into 49, 7 goes in there, 1. So 7 times 7 is our fingerprint for 49. So what is our HCF? 7. So we're going to divide the top by 7, the bottom by 7. It's going to give us 2 over 7. And that is then the simplest form for 14 over 49. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'll see you next time.